Hello guys and welcome back. You'll notice that I'm in the same outfit. It's the same day. I just drove myself to the same bookstore that I was at not that long ago reading a sports romance series. So if you want to hear about all of my thoughts on that, definitely go watch my previous video. But today's vibes is going to be a little bit different. So if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Kasha. I'm not someone who has normally read smutty romance or honestly romance in general. It used to sort of throw me off growing up, but now I'm in a new era of my life. And what I mean by new era is that I'm obsessed with the smutty books, and now I am just like every other girl going to the bookstore and spending all my money on them. So for today's haul, I figured that the energy should be quite different from sports romance, and this is a subset of smut that I've been hearing about. I've had friends tell me that it's a good genre to sort of dabble in, so I'm very excited. For today's shopping spree, I will be perusing for none other than, drumroll please, Cowboy romance. Regardless, I'm actually going to a country musical festival with my friend later this year, so I'm really excited to sort of get into the mood and sort of pregame, if you will, in a way for that event, which is happening in a couple of months, by reading some Cowboy romance. I did ask her for some recs, which I'm going to go through later, but for now, let me stop yapping and let's start shopping. So I have quite a haul here. I don't think I'm going to buy all of them yet, but let me just walk you through some of my thoughts. I grabbed this one really quickly and I was very excited because I thought this was the book that my friend recommended to me, but actually it's not. It's close enough though. It's a book in this series, but it's not the first one. So the first book in this series, I think it's called Powerless by Elsie Silver, also a Canadian author, which is a huge slay. Fortunately, I don't think it's in stock. I'm going to peruse the store a little bit more to see if I can find it. This book that I grabbed that I wasn't actually expecting to grab is called When Grumpy Met Sunshine by Charlotte Steen. This one also seems really interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I was attracted to the curvy girl on the cover. As someone who is like mid plus size herself, I was very interested to see, so I'm gonna hold on to this and sort of walk around and see how I feel about it. So as you can see here, a very interesting stand caught my eye for probably obvious reasons. Foreshadowing? Can you tell that I have ADHD? By the way, I walk around this bookstore and get excited at literally everything. Okay guys, I'm back, and that was definitely a very soul-fulfilling and dopamine-hitting shopping spree. I had this really nice worker come up to me and she saw the stash that I was holding and she gave me some more recommendations. So I'm going to go through my haul with you guys, and then I'm probably going to start reading one of these books fairly soon. I got a total of 3 books, which I feel like for a haul is a pretty small number, and I'm proud of myself that I showed self-restraint. I want to start a little bit easy into the Cowboy romance and sort of see where this journey takes me. I'm really happy to say that all the authors that I got are Canadian, and again, as someone who's Canadian herself, I love supporting Canadian authors. So the first book that I got is called Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. In this, we have our 2 protagonists, Cece and Nash. So Cece is returning back home after leaving a toxic relationship that has obviously consumed her for quite a bit, and as she comes home, she's really settling into this new idea of being single. Then we have Nash, who is the retired hockey superstar of the Dallas Stars, and he's not really looking to be in a relationship either. He's really known as the bachelor of the town. As fate will have it, Nash just simply can't keep his eyes off of Cece. I'm fairly excited for this one. I was told that it's set in Calgary, Alberta, so I'm really excited to see sort of what that setting looks like. I've never been to Alberta, so curious to see where it takes me. The next book that I picked up was Flawless by Elsie Silver. So as you saw in the bookstore, I was struggling to figure out what was book 1, and I eventually figured it out. It's actually Flawless is book 1 in the series. My friend made a mistake, but that's totally cool. That's why I wanted to confirm on Goodreads, and lo and behold, they actually had book 1 in stock, so I'm very excited. So Flawless is following our 2 protagonists, Rhett and Summer. So Rhett is essentially a professional bull rider, but he gets into a public brawl and he has to sort of do his time. And when I say do his time, I don't mean in prison, but he's actually going to be stuck with someone named Summer. And Summer is the daughter of Rhett's agent, and she has been described as a ball-busting lady. So I'm very curious to see how this dynamic plays out. And the last book that I got in this haul is called Off the Races by Elsie Silver, so the same author as the book I just described. I believe this book was written before that series, but I might be corrected later in post-editing. So Off the Races follows our 2 protagonists, Vaughn and Billy. So Vaughn is returning from the big city to his small little town, and he's trying to clear up his grandfather's name after a big scandal. He decides to hire Billy Black, who is known around the neighborhood for being really good at training horses, in order to train his most stubborn racehorse. From what I read online, this is a classic anime celebrity lovers tropes. I'm also really excited. I also can't lie, I am definitely someone who is a sucker for the pretty covers, and I think from the three of them, this is the one that's calling to me the most. These are all part of a series, so I'm really excited to see when I start one, am I going to be invested in continuing the series, or will I sort of be hopping back and forth between these romances? So that's the haul. I'm now going to head to Starbucks to work on my assignment and also do some editing for you guys, so I will have to decide which book I'm going to start with. I'll catch you there. So look at me hard at work. I decided to go to a local cafe instead of Starbucks. I always think we should support our local cafes, and here I am just editing away before I get into the book. Alright guys, so I just finished wrapping up editing my reading vlog, which by this point should now be up, so definitely go watch it. If you guys like this form of video, please let me know in the comments below. I'm honestly having a lot of fun filming and just living my life and vlogging because it's summer and it's so pretty outside. But I am gonna go hit the gym now for a little workout. I wanted to get a little bit more in holding the reins, but unfortunately it's gonna be a big thunderstorm here in a couple of hours, so I want to get my workout in and get home before that happens, but I do feel like the thunderstorm is going to be super cozy vibes for the reading session that I'm going to have later, so I'll see you then. Hello and good evening. I'm currently home. I just wrapped up my 3-hour lecture from home. We had a presentation today, so I'm definitely feeling exhausted, but I did want to get in a few more chapters as I'm going to bed. I honestly don't know how I feel about vlogging in bed, so we'll see how it goes. I will just please ask that you excuse the messy background there. However, I would like to bring attention to our two mothers here, Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift. That being said, I am currently 22 pages into Holding the Reins, and so far I'm having a good time. I've never read a Western romance. I've never read anything with cowboys in it, so I'm kind of loving the lingo already. I like the setting. We already have a main male character who is low-key a simp, and I'm here for it. It's currently 9:30 p.m. I read about another 30 pages of Holding the Reins, and honestly so far I'm having a good time. Our protagonists are Cece and Nash. So Cece, I think I mentioned it before, she's coming back to her hometown. Now she's looking for a job after she just broke off her engagement, and of course the job she applies for is an admin position at a community center in their local neighborhood. And who owns this community center and runs it? Basically Nash. So now we just got to the part where she basically landed the job, but she's setting her boundaries with him because he obviously has a crush on her, and he's not doing a very good job at hiding it, but it's kind of adorable and I'm really liking it. But it is now officially my bedtime. I am definitely a grandmother and I like to go to bed early and wake up early. I'll probably catch you tomorrow morning or sometime in the afternoon continuing where we left off. Good morning, guys. It's currently 10:45. I just got myself up out of bed not too long ago. I took a quick shower, washed my hair, just had some breakfast, which was really tasty, and now I'm gonna pick up where we left off from last night. So I am currently 54 pages into Holding the Reins. I will check in with you when I get through a little bit more. Oh, this is really cute but also really sad. So our main male lead, Nash, he seemed to have had a good relationship with Cece's father, and we're currently reading a scene where he's sick and he's going to pass away, so he's sort of letting Nash know, like, take care of my girl, like, you know what it's like to lose somebody close to you, a parent it looks like Nash has lost. So I like it. I like when romance stories are not just about the love and the intimacy right away, but it actually has some depth to it, so I'm curious to see where it goes. So we're at the point now where Cece is talking to Nash and just telling him about how her ex-fiance Andrew essentially was a cheating ass. And it's so funny because women, I think, often just refuse to see the signs that are so obvious to them that their partner is being unfaithful, and the things that she's describing, and she admits it, that she was oblivious to it, and that it took her sick dad all the way across America to be like,
hey yo, like, this man is not good for you, like, he is low-key cheating on you.
Also, at the beginning of this vlog, I think I said that this book takes place in Alberta. I'm fairly certain that the worker told me that, but she might have been referring to one of the other books I also purchased, but this is not happening in Canada, although it is a Canadian author. So I'm still doing something good for Canada, is the way I see it. Right, so I just got to page 86. I'm stopping at a chapter which is really interesting. There's some text messages on the page, so that's going to be fun to read about. I also really like, I don't know if you can see, but there's a graphic here of a cowboy boot. Every time it's Cece's chapter, and then every time that we have Nash's chapter, it's a little hockey stick because he's a former hockey player. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna do some errands around the house, and then I'm gonna see how I feel about maybe going out for a walk later. I will see you there. Hello, I am currently on a walk. It is pretty hot and humid outside, but I did find some recluse in a shady area. So I brought my book with me, and I'm just gonna get to reading. This angle is horrible, but please deal with me because I need to react. So I'm on page 128 of Holding the Reins. I'm just on my walk here in the evening time, and we're at the part now where Andrew, her ex-fiance, is coming back. He's trying to rekindle the relationship and save the marriage, but he's like a cheating asshole and all that. He's being like a typical, like, you know, big city, posh, rich, like, you know, condescending to her because she's from a small town. And now we're getting to the part where Mr. Nash here is gonna witness this altercation, and I'm just very excited.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
So, yeah, no, he just, like, Nash just basically gave him a little rundown of, like, you can't be doing that to my girls, sir, even though they're not together yet, but, yeah, that was a lot. I'm excited to see where this goes. Hello. It is the next day. I honestly got through a lot last night. I almost finished it, but I wanted to pace myself because I'm just really having a good time here and I kind of want to revel in it. But I'm currently on page 316. So we are now at the part, so it's almost the end of the book, as you can probably see. But we're basically at the part now where Cece is back in Seattle picking up her stuff and sort of just tying up her loose ends with her ex-fiance Andrew, who, as we discussed before, is not a very nice chap. And now we have her and Nash like completely in love with each other, but they're not admitting things to each other, or they sort of are, but they're not actually doing anything about it, which makes it honestly even more annoying because it's like, okay, the elephant in the room has been acknowledged, but we're not actually doing anything about it. Well, fast forward to Cece being in Seattle. Of course, who's gonna follow her there, even though she said I can do this on my own? Nash. It's here for all of it because it's just, I'm having a good time. That's crazy. Oh my god, we just had a confrontational scene between Andrew and Nash, which like I knew was coming, but I didn't expect the lengths in which Andrew would go to get her back, and I don't want to spoil too much, so you'll have to read for yourself, but wow. There's an epilogue 7 years later. Wow, okay. Just finished the book. I adored it. That was so freaking cute. I got through this in like what, a day or two, so genuinely a very fast read. I think I'm gonna safely say I'm giving this like a 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. It's not my favorite romance novel that I've read, but I do appreciate the backstory that we get from both Nash and Cece. I love how they're both intertwined almost as a family because of Nash's tragic backstory. Like, I thought that was really sweet to read about. I also like the fact that it's set in like a Western style setting. That's something I'm not used to, and I'm, you know, now getting acclimated to, so I'm curious to see where the other books in this reading vlog will take me. And now that I'm done book number 1, it's a perfect time that my package just came in the mail today. We know what this is, but I'm gonna let the suspense speak for itself. Oh, it's so pretty. So I got the second book in the Silver Pine series. So this is Training the Heart, and what I really liked is that book 1 really sets you up for book 2. I don't know if I'm going to get to it in this vlog, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot pretty soon. Hey guys, so it's officially the next day, and after reviewing all of the footage from reading Holding the Reins, I've decided that I'm going to make this cowgirl era that I'm trying to enter into a multi-part vlog. If you're curious to see which cowboy romance I'm going to read next, definitely stay tuned. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye!